Key. Got some interesting pictures. This Raley's market here was amazing. They had sashimi grade ahi tuna, $6.99 a pound. I got a whole pound of that mug. Okay, the friends are going to Safeway at Kings Beach. Let's get buckled up. I do have my trash, but take us there. Remember how to do it? So far, I've hit more curbs than the Tesla has. So, there's that. But technically, the Tesla cracked its own rim when it. Oh, Cybertruck! Woo woo! Yeah, awesome. It's a black one. When I went over a speed bump, a huge speed bump, the biggest speed bump ever. Where's Trump at? This was truly the most magnificent speed bump. The suspension wasn't ready for it. There was like 15 miles an hour because that's what the speed limit was in the parking lot. Can't hardly see left. What are we gonna do? Okay, saw that. That's awesome. It doesn't know what the maximum speed is in the road, so it's going by default with I told it to do. Somehow I figured out it was 43 just now. It's been a sign when I looked down to hit that button. We'll make it to Safeway with 27% battery. I did not charge, but I did not need to charge. And being a cheapskate, trying to find a destination charger that's free. So this is episode 4, July 7th, Adventures with J Rocker. So far today, talked a lot about childhood memories and injuries. This free reign pretty much continued on into my high school years. I was living with my dad on Gull Lake, and I had access to the pontoon boat, and other boats. Lumacraft was fun to drive. I remember just using the paddles in the Lumacraft and going out there early morning, crack of dawn, catching a huge smallmouth bass. Oh man, it was a great catch. Caught him over near the sandbar on the south side of the lake. got to that part in physics yet in high school about momentum. I'm still struggling with momentum since I was a child at that point, with the door crack incident earlier. That front, the dull, very dull, blunt, but technically a pointy part of the pontoon boat, that aluminum casting, just went right through my ankle, all the way through, and kissed the dock before it bounced back. So yeah, I might have slowed it down a little bit, but it still had plenty enough force to destroy my ankle and almost sever my tendon. My Achilles tendon was very damaged. On my left leg. My poor old left leg's got like every one of these injuries. Like, just wasn't meant to be. Left leg got the bottle incident. Left leg got the knee incident from the dog. Left leg's got the Perthes incident. Oh man, poor left leg. Left leg had the kneecap that got shattered. Might as well just take off the left leg right now and put one of those bionic cyber legs on. But my right knee is actually starting to give me a little bit of trouble these days. Not too bad. I think my biggest issues right now are my shoulders. I definitely wrecked my shoulder last week at work. This week was hard on it as well. This pulling motion. Oh man, it hurts just to do it. Let me know in the comments below if you think I should get the shoulder surgery. Also, my hands are regularly numb, and if they're not numb, they're sore. Look, you hear that cracking? Got a really beautiful sunset behind us. See my friend Jake Wood at the time, but Jake Wood would eventually become Wheat. So, hanging out with the Wheat. Every time I'd go to Jake's house, I was always like pulling teeth to get him to get out of the house. Like, every little excuse would be an issue. Always all these questions too. It's like nobody was home at my house. My mom was out working, trying to put food on the table, and it was a nice day for a bike ride. So I Pavilion Estates and took some back roads to the Comstock area to like heading towards the Galesburg type back way. And as we were coming down to Galesburg, we were talking about, because we just kept on going, and I would stop and ask him, and we'd stop and talk. And it wasn't like I was being a slave driver. I'm like, you know, in my mind, like, Jake, feel free to let us know in the comments below. What was your experience on that? Was I being the slave driver there? Because I feel like eventually we talked about where we should go to see the meteor shower, because it was late July, early August, something like that. You know, school's out type of deal, and it's supposed to be an awesome meteor shower. So I said, my sister's house out on Beetle Lake Road in Battle Creek is way out in the country, and she's got a beautiful night sky. That'd be a good spot to go to watch it, probably. Or we could go out to Gull Lake and watch it, but all those houses around the lake kind of, you know, light up the sky. It's not as cool, probably, to see this meteor shower out there at Gull Lake, is what we thought. And I think collectively we agreed, hopefully it wasn't purely my idea, to just go and take the highway. So as we're going down that road that takes you into Galesburg, we decided to get on the highway there on 94, and that was cool. All we had to do was ride on the highway until exit 100. I knew how to get there by the highway, and from there it was pretty easy street. Boom, we were at sister's house. Surprise! No phone call, no, you know, no communication about this at all. They were definitely surprised to find out that we took the highway there. One interesting aspect on the highway ride, as we were rolling down the highway on the side there, all the semis were honking at us, and there was this big long, like, muffler, like the entire muffler had fell off of their vehicle, from like the engine all the way to the tailpipe. Somehow it was all in one big piece. And it says we have reached our destination. So my friends are over there in the white van. So I yelled back. I just see this huge thing that's taking up the whole, you know, side of the road here that we're on the highway. And I go around it, and I yell back to Jake, "Hey, watch out for that big muffler." You know, like, obviously, how could you miss this thing, right? And Jake's like, "What?" He was like screaming at me, and he didn't see it. He hits that fucking muffler and went like totally into the highway. Luckily did not get smoked by a semi going 70 or something on the highway. Yep, everything was okay. Jake lived. Another FSD. Stay tuned for episode 5 if we have one. Bye.